Hey guys, Hamo back again. Welcome to day one in the life of the OnePlus 11. I was almost tempted to say Pro there for a second, but there's no Pro moniker this year. Just OnePlus 11. Gonna do a day-to-day series on this phone, and this is going to be day one post-hype. I know this phone been out since about the same time as the Galaxy S23, maybe just shortly after. I just finished reviewing my Ultra series. Now I'm gonna use the OnePlus 11 along with the small Galaxy S3 since they are in the similar price range. In this video I'm going to do an unboxing and do a quick day one in the life video. I'm going to slice and dice this video to a couple of pieces, otherwise it's going to be like a 20-30 minute video. It's going to take forever for me to edit. We're going to start off with the unboxing. This is the box right here. Good looking box, nice and big. Unlike the S23 series, where you're getting half the size. This is the 8 gigs of RAM model, 128 gigabyte. Without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it. It is about 1:20 in the afternoon. I assume it's gonna take like 10 to 20 minutes to fully charge this phone. Then I'll put in my SIM card. Use it for the rest of the day and see how it goes. Maybe it will last me till the next day, maybe it won't. Here's the cover. Got the box here. Go through this first. Open this up. Still comes with the OTG adapter. You can use this thing, put a flash drive into it. You can plug it to your phone actually, and you can just use your flash drive as an external memory card. The other thing you can do with it is transfer data, or you can just set up your new phone. If you have the old USB-A to USB-C, you just connect the USB-A, and then one side is going to go to your OnePlus. The other side is going to be the USB-C, plug into your other phone to transfer your files over. OTG adapter, I don't even think Samsung is even including that anymore these days. Get the welcome guide, quick start guide, safety guide, a few OnePlus stickers if you're into this. Not sure where I'll slap it. I actually never used any of the OnePlus sticker before. This time around, maybe I'll find a good place to put them. And in the OnePlus 10T, if I recall correctly, they did not even give you the sticker. Pop this out. Got the phone itself, so we'll put that aside. That's the main event. Then we got the charging brick. It's the exciting part. A lot of the big manufacturers don't come with charging bricks anymore, but then this one does. I believe in the US we get 80 watt fast charging. Anywhere else in the world, I believe you get 100 watt fast charging. And that is actually a downgrade over the OnePlus 10T just in terms of charging speed. With the OnePlus 10T, you are getting 150 watt fast charging worldwide and 125 watt in the US. One thing of note, even though it is a super fast charger, OnePlus is going back in time with these. They have USB-A on one side, and this cable that's included, USB-A on one side and USB-C. This is the signature red and white cable. Looks absolutely beautiful. Definitely a fan of these, so never change OnePlus. But essentially, just plug this in one side and you're gonna get your 80 watt fast charging in the US. I believe the S23 Ultra only comes with 45 watt fast charging, so this is almost double the speed. I think since this phone is going at $700, OnePlus did have to cut some corners just to meet that price point. So unfortunately, they're going back in time with the USB-A, USB-C. Shouldn't really matter much if you're just at home most of the time. But if you're traveling and you're thinking about which cord to bring, in a perfect world you just want to have one standard cord, not bring one specifically just for the OnePlus and one for your Galaxy or another charging cable for your laptop. But that's neither here nor there. Here's the main event itself. And voila! Giant phone. Here's the camera hump in the back. So in the front, you get the hole punch camera cut out. It looks like it has a screen protector on here right out the box, so I will leave it on there for now. It does not come with any case, which I am okay with. I'm not a big case guy, as some of you may know. Let me peel off the sticker in the back. It's a pretty long and skinny phone, comfortable to hold in one hand. I like how the edges are curved, doesn't jab into my palm or anything like that, so it's very comfortable. Then we got the giant Hasselblad camera in the back. Looks super obnoxious in photos, but you know, in real life it actually doesn't look as bad. Pretty lightweight in the hand for the size, which I do like. We got the volume rocker on the left side. On the right side we got the power button. I really do like the buttons being on two different sides, because if it's in your pocket and you want to adjust the volume, I'm going to remember that the button is on the left side, so I'm just going to press that and it feels longer. And then the power button's on the right side. Unlike the Galaxy phones, they were fine until the S20. All of a sudden they align everything on one end. But I guess in your pocket, I don't know, maybe they could have changed the texture a little bit here so you can tell the difference. But sometimes if it's in your pocket, you may want to change the volume. You might just hit the power button by accident. Just a minor complaint, but I think having it on two sides is probably the better approach. And OnePlus brought back the alert slider. You can just silent your phone by flipping it up. So by default, it is all the way down, and I do not know if that is silent or not. One thing I noticed that inside of it, it doesn't even have any color indicator. I believe in the past they did, but this time no color indicator. Usually if you see red, then you would know if it's silent, but now I guess I'll figure out once I boot up the phone. So let's go ahead and do that. Starting up. And one thing I do want to test is the charging brick from the OnePlus 10T. I wonder if I could just use that and get the 80 watt fast charging, or do I have to specifically use this brick that it comes with? But we can test it out. I do not remember seeing this SIM card ejector in this box. Did they not include a SIM card ejector, or I might have just totally missed it? Interesting, nothing in here. Huh, odd. So they included the OTG, but they did not include the SIM ejector. Lucky for me, I have a bunch of these laying around. Maybe it's buried in there somewhere, but I might have missed it. But for now, I will say it does not come with a SIM card ejector. So make sure you have that nearby. Once you pop this out, I do like the little red outline thing. Looks pretty cool. Comes with dual SIM. On one end it will say SIM 1, on the other end it will say SIM 2. You have multiple SIM cards, you can use both of them on this phone. It is charged to 58% by default. Let me pop in my SIM card. Taking out of my Galaxy S3, switching it over. So I'm going to test this phone over the next 2 to 3 weeks, see how it goes. I believe this phone was released around the same time as the S23, but I received the S23 first. That's why I used that, and now I finally have a chance to test out the OnePlus. It was surprisingly a pain trying to transfer the data over because of the fact that the Samsung phone does not like the OnePlus cable. So when I first connected, it is not a smooth process. You have to go in the setting, change it a little bit. For some reason, by default, the OnePlus was charging the S23. So during the data transfer process, it was draining the OnePlus battery all the way down to 11%. Then I have to charge it back up again, then resume the data transfer. It does take some effort back and forth, switching cables, playing around with the settings. So just something to keep in mind if you're coming from a Galaxy phone, switching over to a OnePlus. I would recommend using the cable that came with the S23. It just talks to each other better. But after the initial setup and everything is done, at around 3 p.m. Eastern on a Sunday, I charge it back up to 100%. I know the first couple of days is going to be wonky. The software is still updating, all the apps is optimizing. And I believe this phone by default, it is still on the December update. So day one's going to be on that. And then afterwards, I'm going to update it to the latest that they have available. Currently, I did see a notification for February. Maybe after I update that, I might see the March as well. But either way, just got the phone. I want to use it quickly on day one. Overall, it is a pretty good, sleek looking device. Feels premium, got some good weight on it. It actually looks very similar to the OnePlus 10T in the back. Just the matted back. Got the shimmery looking design. But one of the first things I noticed when I'm using this phone without a case is the camera module does get in the way. My finger, when I'm holding the phone and I'm resting against the back of the camera, just my index finger scratches the area every now and then. And just when I'm moving my hand around, whether I'm trying to reach to the top of the screen or anything like that, I just feel my finger rubbing against the camera. It's slightly uncomfortable. And if you move to the edge a little bit more, they got that silent toggle. So it is literally rough around the edges. So just something I noticed there in terms of the design. But if you're just using it normally, it is on the long and skinny side, so it's pretty comfortable to hold in one hand. You can reach across, it have curve back and front. And on the first day, I usually go pretty crazy using the cameras and screen recording just to show you all the options that they have available on the phone. And one thing I noticed on this phone, when I'm screen recording, I cannot record myself as well. On the S series, when I'm screen recording, it gives me the ability to do the little circle where I can also record myself and do the screen record. It's something minor, but I think it is a nice touch that Samsung added and OnePlus did not. So here's just me walking around, snapping some photos. Pretty bright and sunny outside, clear blue skies. Photos look pretty solid, I must admit. Even the zoom looks better. 10x, and I believe it only goes to 20x zoom. 10x is fine, you can still read it. At 20, it does get blurry. So you can read the boulevard sign here, but on the right, can't really read that text. And even on the walking button, you can't read any of those texts either. So I would not use 20x unless you absolutely have to. Here's another 20x photo. You can read the big font okay, but it is not that clear and focused. Same here, you can read all the open doors on top, Yoga Studios, open doors again, and below that it does get blurry. So you're able to see all the big font, but the one right below it where it is darker, it's hard to see. Wide angle looks beautiful when it's bright outside. Portrait mode actually doesn't look bad. Somehow I managed to snap a picture of myself while I'm in the middle of talking or something. But pretty good detailed here. Another shot. Then I turn on the watermark for fun. And it even lets me add a little text for the author, which is a nice little touch. Now you know this phone is shot in OnePlus and shot by me. Here's the expand mode, tilt shift. I do like the idea of this. I might try to incorporate it more in my day-to-day life. Play around with the slow-mo. So this has been a quick preview of day one. I went to bed at around 9 o'clock. My phone was roughly 30%. Just left it on the nightstand. Did not charge it until I woke up. And by the time I got up at 6:01 in the morning, phone is at 23%. I have YouTube and music playing in the background as I get ready for my day. Spent about like half an hour getting up, brushing my teeth. For this phone, I'm gonna start capturing the usage from 100% all the way down to 20%. That's when I get the notification if I want to turn on extra battery saving mode. I know in most of my prior videos I like to drain the phone all the way down to 5%. I saw someone in the comment mention that's probably not the best thing for the battery, although it is good for testing actual day-to-day full battery usage. But at the same time, it's probably not a good idea for the battery in the long run if you drain it all the way down to 5 or 0%. So going forward, I'll probably cap it off at 20% since that's when I get the warning. On day 1, I started at 3 p.m. the day before. It lasted until roughly 6:30 a.m. the next day. So pretty solid battery life there, just in terms of standby time and everything like that. And I was using the camera pretty heavy on the first day along with screen recording. But pretty promising first day so far. Roughly 4 hours of screen on time, but I do expect that to get better the more I use it. And after day 1, I did update my phone. So now we're gonna wait for the new update, let all that optimize, and then I'll continue on with day 2 and see how that goes. Let me know if there's anything specific you want me to cover in the OnePlus 11 series. Please check out my S23 Daily Day videos if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.